Hello everyone, this is Shakul, the high carb vegan here, and I would like to introduce you to someone who's really inspirational to me. This is my mother, Bina.
Hey.
And the reason she's such an inspiration to me is that she is the main reason why we've all had this incredible change in our lifestyle. Especially, we're going to discuss a lot about Shamiz, his experience, mum's experience with Shamiz in hospital, and what happened to get her to have a think about trying an alternative to the medical model. So I just want to start firstly by asking you, how did this all start, when you found out that Shamiz was sick, and what went through your head? And if you'd just like to run through for me what happened and how you came to go to Japan, things like that.
So when he went to the doctor, that was end of May, when he said, "Mom, I'm not feeling too well, I must go to the doctor and find out what's wrong with me." And he, of course, was passing, it was sort of a diarrhea with blood in it. So we were a little worried about it, and he said, "We have to go to the doctor." We were Skyping all the time, so I knew what exactly was happening to him. So when he went to the doctor, the doctor told him that he has to go to the hospital. And so he Skyped and he told me, "Mom, I have to go to the hospital for 8 days." And I said, "Why would you have to go to the hospital? Is it that serious?" And he said, No, Mom, it's not serious. And he said, "Nothing will happen, it's fine." So he went home, he got his clothes, and he scooted to the hospital. And we Skyped every day, almost 3 times a day. And every day he would tell me, "Mom, he's fine. And no, I don't have to go to Japan," and everything was all right. So it was so initially when he went to the hospital, he was diagnosed as it's called mild colitis. He didn't have any ulcers, it was just inflammation in his colon. But he did have blood in his diarrhea, motions, and he probably passed about 5 times a day that time. And they, of course, started with his medication. They started with antibiotics to start with, but it didn't respond. And then they started with another medicine called PSA, I think. And that did not respond. So after 3 days, I talked to the doctor. And I said, "How is my son?" And he says, "He's not responding to the medication, but he should be all right. We'll fix him." And we thought the doctors are telling us the right thing. And we were quite okay about it. And he didn't look very tired, or he did not look as if something was wrong with him. So he at that particular time, of course, diarrhea had increased from 5 to 7, and it was getting slightly worse than what he was before. Then after some time, the doctor started with steroids, and we were a little worried about it then, because steroids were, and the doctor kept saying that he's not responding to the medication, so we have to increase his dose. So then it became highest dose of steroids. This was the 14th day in the hospital. And when I talked to him, and Shami says, "Mom, I want you here." And then I realized that, because Shami is very strong, and he wouldn't want me if it's just a minor thing, And so I decided that I need to fly the very next day to be with him. So that's how. And when I reached the hospital, he was passing. He was very weak. He couldn't talk much. He couldn't walk. And he was passing diarrhea 20 times, motions 20 times, loose motions 20 times with blood, lots of blood. And he was vomiting 20 times almost. So it was about just 15 minutes break between any of those things would happen. Wow. So he couldn't sleep. And of course I didn't sleep as well, but that's not the matter. He couldn't sleep for days and days and days. And that went on for a while.
So you experienced the medical establishment firsthand. You witnessed exactly what they did and how they work. How was your experience of that, and how they try to, you've told me that they try to pressure people into taking different types of medication?
Probably as a layman, who, as we don't know much about medication or the medical part of any kind of disease and how is it cured. We just take it for granted, whatever the doctors say makes sense, because that's what we have learned so far. But at the same time, when he was in the hospital, I also was trying to figure out how do we cure colitis. So I went to the internet almost every day and tried to figure out, just wrote how to cure for colitis, and every time the site came up, but there were 10 or 15 good ones saying that these are the medications that you take, but there is no cure for colitis. So it was quite disheartening that he had to go through the medication, and but because the medicines were not, he was not responding well, it was not really working out well for us. So when I went to the hospital, and I reached on 16th night, and on 17th night a doctor came, and he said that your son is really not responding to the medication, and so now we'll have to operate on him. And that is one thing that I didn't want to happen. So I just straight away told him that you are not going to operate on my child, because I haven't seen anything better in last 15 days that you've done for my child. And if your medicines have not helped, how is the operation going to help? What are you going to do? And he then explained it to me that he would have 3 operations done on him, and that would be so he would have to stay for another 3 months, because that many times he would have to be in the hospital, and they would have to check on him, and part of his colon would be taken away.
Right.
And so I said, what part are you going to take away? So he said, we don't know as yet, but we'll have to find out. So I said, if you're not sure of what part is really affecting him to be in this particular situation, why would you even think of going to operate on him? I do not want any operation. Do anything else. And I want to talk to the senior advisor, senior doctor, who would tell me why you are going through the operation. So next day, the senior doctor came and talked to me that if you don't want to go through this operation, then we'll have to put him on immunosuppressor. Now, this is where I think I learned myself that why the medicines were not working for Shami's, because his immune system was very strong, and anything that was toxins he was throwing out. So his diarrhea increased with more and more toxins going in his body in the form of medication. And that's why from diarrhea of 5 times a day, it increased over 20 times a day. So immunosuppressor would stop his immune system from functioning, and that's how his body will not throw anything out, because his body would not know what is happening. And that's why his diarrhea started decreasing with immunosuppressor.
Right. Okay. And then you finally came across David Klein's book on the internet.
That was an amazing. It was really wonderful. So on the 3rd day, so immunosuppressor started in the 2nd day, after I reached Japan. On the third, and they were thinking about that because the diarrhea they knew that the diarrhea will decrease. So they said, we now need to start giving food to him. And they were talking about tofu. And I said, I was not very happy about giving him tofu straight away. So I just typed in, is tofu good for colitis patients? And out came this book on the front page saying, Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's by David Klein.
Wow.
And immediately I said, Shamis, let's ask for this book, and we have found an answer to this, your problem. So we, on that particular moment, we ordered the book, and it came in 4 days. And we read the book within 2 or 3 days. So within 7 days, we knew what we wanted to do.
And what is the cure? What does the book say?
We had to read because we had to understand what it was. So both of us had to read, and Shamis had to read as well to understand what way he wants to cure himself. And it was amazing that mainly the diet and would help heal his body, because actually the body heals itself, but we need to give the right type of nutrient to the body in the form of raw vegetables and fruits to be able to heal. So body, he would heal him itself, but giving the support that the body requires.
And the important thing to note that it's not just colitis that the body can heal. It's any kind of disease, be it from diabetes or even there's people that have had cancer that we've seen that have healed themselves through changes in diet. So the body's a very powerful healing, I guess, device or something. But so you've changed your diet as well after realizing this. I mean, we've talked a lot about Shami's I guess, journey and story in previous videos, but you've yourself changed, and how has that made you feel?
Yeah, that was it was hard. It was difficult to even think about it to start with, but I knew that I needed to support my son. And in the hospital also we started on juicing. Juicing is good. It was interesting to me. But it's just that continuation of only having juice and raw fruits and vegetables is hard to start with. But today, after probably 1.5 years, I would say that I would never ever go back to normal food, what people eat.
Yes, absolutely. And did you face any, I guess, criticism or judgment from people because of going against the norm?
I did. Yes, it was hard. And when I went home, I talked to some of our doctors as well, and they were saying, Bina, you're not doing a wise thing. You are brave, but you are doing something totally wrong for your son. You have to go. You have come from Japan, now go to the doctor and find out what he wants you to do with Shami's. And I said, I don't want to see any doctors. He said, you are doing a very, very wrong thing, because nobody can cure colitis just by eating raw fruits and vegetables, because you are not going to get enough protein. You are not going, these are doctors' words, that you are not going to get enough proteins, you are not going to get enough calcium, because you are not having dairy products. So that is not really good for Shami's. And we've been, to prove and be happy with our own selves, I'm doing the blood tests every year, and everything is normal. In fact, our tests are better than before.
Wow.
So that's good. And so for 1.5 years, Shami's and I have been on vegan diet. You came in as well in December when you came to see us.
Yes.
You had fungal infection and you had a lot of other headaches and things like that, and you decided that you wanted to get rid of the medication, and you were not very sure whether you wanted to.
That's right.
And you said, you try it out and see how you feel, and you did.
Yes.
We still eat at dinner time. We have plant-based diet still, but no meat and no animal products, and no dairy. It's amazing. We feel great. All of us, and my husband's joined in as well. Now he's totally with us, so it's my whole family now together. All of us together are doing.
And it's been such a change, in our health. I think it's improved us from a physical, mental, and health point of view. I think we just feel so much better.
I feel so peaceful. I've lost about 12 kilos as well, and I feel very energized.
Yes.
Every day I don't feel tired at all. So that's a lovely thing.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's the interview. I'd like to thank you for coming and sharing your experience. And if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please click the like button below and subscribe to my channel, High Carb Vegan. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, so I'll put the links in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.